Welcome back for another video. I'm Ehavad, a free-to-play endgame player in Raid Shadow Legends. This week seems to have passed very quickly and we find ourselves back at Tag Team Arena reset time, needing some points to stay in Gold 4 once again. Our defense has been doing reasonably well, at least treading water, picking up a couple of wins and a few defeats along the way, so we're kind of holding steady there. But we do need to make a few attacks of our own and get our points back up towards the sort of 1100 area. Let's get into it and get some attacks done now. We jump into the first team. We've got Tormin in fight 1 with a counterattack Valk. So definitely want to bring block debuffs there and a way of stripping their buffs. I wonder if the Valk's going to be in a protection set. Could be. We'll see. Definitely got the old lightning cage there to try and protect her own buffs. And we've got a polymorph from Necrit, which is a bit of an odd one. I think that's polymorph anyway. We'll soon find out. And then fight 2, Mithrala, and a buff stripper in Zathalia. So that could be quite annoying. Need to find a way of dealing with that. Probably want to bring increased accuracy, maybe block cooldown skills. I do wonder what the turn order they have here is going to be. So that could be interesting. And then fight 3, with a Siphi lead, I would think I should be able to outspeed them. I'm probably going to go for a speed team in fight 3. I would be surprised. I know I don't have the fastest Arbiter, but I'd still be surprised if their Siphi outspeeds my Arbiter without an aura. But I think that's the reduction of aura blessing. Need to learn all these icons, to be honest, and need to start awakening some of my own champions. Anyway, let's get into it and see what we can do. So, like I said, Kimmy and Duchess, I think in fight 2 makes sense. I probably want Basher in fight 3 more than in fight 2. But I kind of need him in both. I really do need to build a second Basher. It is a project that's currently underway. I do need to do that. Bit of a problem. Now, you know what? I actually kind of think this team layout that we already have does make some sense. Don't think we need Mithrala in fight 1. Tormin would probably be more interesting, since I doubt they have block debuffs on everyone, or immunity, or rather on everyone, and they only have one Necrit to apply block debuffs. So good chance I'll get some freezes across the board. Then in terms of what buff stripper I could bring, I mean, Kaima would be fine. Romantu would be fine. You know, I think we'll probably give it a go like this and see if we can't get it done. They get their stuff off. Now we should be able to get some strips. Try and get some nuke. Don't actually kill anyone. Go for another nuke. Still don't kill anyone. Did take down Tormin. Take down Candraphon. That'll put us in a good stead. And here I'm just going to try and take out Valkyrie. And I think we should be safe to auto from here. Obviously Candraphon does his A3 on auto rather than his A1. As we're not using a preset, we haven't got any AI overrides. not a problem. Right then, fight 2. We do go first. Hopefully we'll get a chance to increase speed and accuracy. Interestingly enough, we didn't put Duchess's skills on cooldown, which, to be honest, has got to be down to 3%. It's like, no way. Anyway, my Leoris versus his Leoris. Have to target Duchess. My Leoris is in a better position because he has his unkillable on right now. He'll waste it with that. I still have it. Well, pretty much kill everyone. Duchess managing to survive. Again, I'll just put it on auto. Wait till she takes a turn, and then my Leoris should run in and kill the Duchess. There we are, 2 for 2. We are faster, as we thought we probably would be. I'll get the sleeps off. Then use Madame. And then Trunda. And that was fairly straightforward. It's still doing this glitching on the Cold 4 Arena icon. I tried even uninstalling and reinstalling the game, but it didn't help. Right then, on to the next battle. What have we got? Hegemon main issue to contend with in fight 1. They are also a speed team. Fight 2, we've got a whole load of annoyance, to be honest. We do have a Romantu and an Ekrit to worry about. And fight 3, mainly Mithrala. So, fight 1, we want some kind of anti-hedgy, anti-nuke. So I would probably say that team. Fight 3, what do we want? Probably take speed team into fight 2. Let's start as that as the basis and see if we need to make any tweaks. In fight 3, I probably want increase accuracy, I reckon. Yeah, so let's bring in Lady Kimmy. We'll do the increase accuracy gig. We'll drop Tormin out. And as control, we'll use Basher. Then fight 2. I'll probably use the same team I used in the other fight. But I will bring in Leoris. Because he can survive against peril. I mean, another possibility actually for fight 2 would be that we could use Ultimate Death Knight. He only absorbs 1 hit. So that probably will be enough. I think I'll stay with how I am. I don't think we need to finesse too much. And then in terms of fight 1, we can use Mithrala since we're not using her elsewhere. And she's slightly stronger than Withir for the role. Gives us a little bit more. Keep the Asuga, and then I think I want Candrathon 2 to be the nuker now. Why am I going way past? There we go. So we use 2 Candrathons, Leoris. Trunda will sit this one out. Tormin will sit this one out. Hegemon goes as expected. Lydia also goes. Now we can cleanse all of that off. Buff ourselves. Their Candrathon will probably go, but it won't do too much to us. Now we get to attack ourselves. Kill everyone but the Arbiter. Use this opportunity to buff myself. Arbiter does revive. A little bit annoying. That shouldn't really be an issue. We'll kill the Arbiter now. kill the Lydia. This way, if I do end up needing to revive myself, it's not so much of an issue, because only Lydia will pop up. But to be honest, I think we'll just hold off the revive and just A1. This Candrophon really can't do much to us. Job done. On to fight 2. Stone Skin, they buff. Interestingly enough, their Siphi did outspeed. I didn't think it would necessarily be built for speed, but was. We do some buff stripping. We did manage to strip the Stone Skin. He did get block buffs on us though, which is a bit of a problem, but we already have the increased attack. We've managed to get the kill. Increase our accuracy, unfortunately didn't manage to take out the Stone Skin. Put all skills on cooldown. And nuke. We will take the opportunity just to buff ourselves. We can't do anything, skills on cooldown. Try and get down that Stone Skin. Take out Madame. Then just target Tormin until Stone Skin is gone. And just hit auto. And hopefully the job will be done pretty quickly. Okay, 2 battles down. Fight 3. We've got Hegemon and Tormin in fight 1, Hegemon in fight 2, Siphi double Rotos in fight 3. So, what do we know we want? We need an Ultimate Death Knight in fight 3, for sure. Mine is still very much a work in progress. He's going to have to do the job. What else? We could probably bring Arbiter into fight 3, as we need both our Duchess teams in fights 1 and 2. We probably want to use Wither in fight 1, as countering Tormin with Mithrala can be a pain, as after she cleanses, she puts up additional buffs. So Wither is a better champion for me to use as the cleanser on a Tormin plus Hegemon team. Using a Candrophon makes perfect sense. We'll probably use Candrophon 1. Trunda can weak hit, and Asuga will protect. They've got really triple threat, so I definitely need a protector. Fight 2. We definitely want pretty much all of that. I think is fine. We just need to figure out who's going to be the 3rd champion. And we also need to figure out who's going to be the nuker in fight 3. If we do sort by recently used, I probably want to bring in Trunda into fight 3. And then I think I want Ramantu to strip and ideally put the passives on cooldown. And in fight 2, I definitely want a stripper as well. Potentially Madame. The only other option would be Sethalia, but I'm not sure if my Sethalia is speed tuned to be able to do the role. Let's have a check. 261. Who is tankier? 68k 33. Sethalia is tankier. And gives me another bit of heal. So let's try it this way. Then there you go first, obviously. Hegemon doing his job. Nuke. Now we finally get in, so we're now able to cleanse and heal without, I'm going to say without freezing ourselves, but Tormund did manage to get in, annoyingly, because of the decreased speed. And at this point, I'm going to take the opportunity to debuff them rather than add ally protection, but I'll put increased defense on from with it. Eventually, we'll get to have an attack ourselves, and we'll just one-shot them. Hegemon goes. Tormund counters. Not Tormund, sorry, Leora's counters. We are in, annoyingly, Duchess has overtaken, but did not have skills on cooldown. It does sometimes happen. Even though they both have the same masteries, try and avoid it. We'll strip them. And Yoris will nuke. I'm not going to kill Candrathon. Now I will. I was going to say, because he's going to be revived, and he actually had less health as it was. We'll leave Leoris as he is. No need to heal him, he does more damage as currently is. Use the A2, and that's everyone dead. Alright, then we go first. That's not ideal. I had hoped that their Siphi would go ahead, but didn't. So, anyway, we're going to have to put that, and we're just going to have to nuke anyway. And it basically worked. That's not really a problem. Whack it on auto. Just wait for a few seconds and we should get the job done. There we are, 3 fights in, reached the 1,000 mark. 4 more tokens to use in this current set. And then after reset, we'll probably run a few more battles. But in this video, I'll just run the remaining 4 and we'll call it a day. Next one on the list. I particularly hate Team 2. I generally I can't beat Siphi, Khaimar, Warlord as a trio. I don't have a great Warlord counter, particularly when combined with Khaimar. Like, I find this really hard in my current team or champions that I have at my disposal. I usually, for these videos, fight it anyway, just to show you guys how difficult it is. But I think I'll be sensible just to skip it. Right then. Fight 1, we have Valk and Mithrala as the main concerns that we need to deal with. I would think that our speed team should be fine. Using our Basher. Where he's hiding, there he is. But we'll need to have increased accuracy. So probably that would leave us with Yoshi. It becomes quite risky. I don't really like running the Yoshi, Ramantu, Yoshi, Nuka team, to be honest, because if they've got Stone Skin, they often can end up killing me. Let's put that in for the time being, and we'll maybe change it. Where is Yoshi hiding anyway? There he is. We'll come back to that. Fight 3, we definitely want a protector. We also definitely want a cleanser. Probably we'll take Mithrala. Cleanse, give us a strengthen, and because Yumiko will our skills on cooldown. I think we'll bring a Candrathon. Probably. Yeah. Actually, no, we're going to bring a Tormund. They probably don't have 100% coverage. So I think there's a decent chance we'll get a freeze off. Asuga can protect. Mithrala can increase the defense on Tormin. I do like Candrathon against any kind of Warlord Yumiko Basher because his A1 hits so hard. But since they don't have a block debuff champion, and I think this team is probably quite squishy, I think we'll try with Tormin, but it's questionable whether it should be Candrathon or Tormin in that spot. In fight 2, I think we want another Candrathon, or the Candrathon. No weak affinity for Candrathon. We almost certainly want some kind of buff strip. I think what we'll end up doing is another team we tend to use quite often, which is Kymar into Duchess, into Madame, into Candrathon. We're reasonably happy with team 2 and 3. We go back to team 1. What is our alternative to this? Frankly, I don't think we have an alternative. I think we have to run that, which is kind of annoying. But let's see. Increase our accuracy. Skills on cooldown. Get the strip off. Hopefully, we'll clean sweep-ish. Take down the Valk. And we should get the kill with Lloris. Touch and go, like pretty close. We did rely on Lloris's unkillable in the end, but we did manage to get it done. Here we'll rip again, and then Candrathon nuke, and it's a clean sweep. Whack it on auto, let it play out. Annoyingly, our Candrathon got frozen, so it'll just take a few more seconds. There we go. On to fight 3. They go first. And that I did not expect. Yumiko managed to put my Mithrala skills on cooldown. That I definitely did not expect. So yeah, Candrathon probably would have been the better bet. See if we can kill this Arbiter. Yeah, that's one done. Yeah, I did not expect Mithrala's skills to get put on cooldown by their Yumiko without any kind of increased accuracy. I think it was probably just unlucky. I doubt their Yumiko's running like 900 or 1000 accuracy. But anyway, these things happen. There's always a 3% chance they'll land a debuff, no matter what resistance we have and how little accuracy they have. But did cost us a fight, which is a bit annoying. Also, I think we established that Candrathon would have been a better choice than Tormin for that third fight. On to the next one, Mithrala in fight 1. That trio that I said I hate in Kymar, Siphi, Warlord in fight 2. And quite a weird fight 3. I mean, personally, That's not a team I'd be expecting to see in gold for tag team. It is what it is, but I don't think that's a great team for this. Right then. We need, in fight 2, we'll probably run the team that we typically use against Warlord teams, which is my Mithrala, who should be able to resist the Warlord or Yumiko, and a Kandrophon for the A1s. And in fact, I'm probably going to go double Kandrophon and just hope that between the two of them I can A1 down, ideally, at least Siphi, if not Siphi and Kymar. And then worry about Mortu later. Let's give that a go in fight 2. Fight 1, we want some increased accuracy. We could run the same team that we just did, but like I said, I'm really not a fan of that team. We'll come back to that. And then fight 3, I think, is quite straightforward. We just need some kind of Ripper, to the point that I would say I reckon we should run Arbiter into Kymar, into Madame. And then we'll just throw in Trunda to fight 3. And then for fight 1, we could bring Duchess, Ramantu, and where's Lady Kimmy hiding? We'll maybe give that a go. Increase our accuracy, get a full cleanse off. If Mithrala goes before my Ramantu, I'll use the A3. If Mithrala does not, I'll probably delay. But we'll see. Fight 2, we're okay. Fight 3, I think that should be fine. There'd be an argument to bring a Protector into fight 2. But I think because they don't have an AoE nuker, and they're really relying on me attacking Mortu, having no Protector and 2 good single target champions will be the way to go. Buff myself. Mithrala did go first, which is what I was hoping would be the case. Now I can strip. And I will get nuke off. And we hopefully will cycle back round. Decrease the turn meter. I know we're not going to land any of those, but it's multi-hit, and we get the kill. They buff. They do all the stuff we're expecting them to do. And then here, like I said, I really want to get Siphi killed. So Kandrophon 1 goes in. Kandrophon 2 goes in. Siphi dead. Still going to hold off the A2 until their block debuffs is run off, which it has now. At this point, we can go use Mithrala's A2, get the hexes off. We've actually managed to. I'm still going to stick with the A1. Go after Warlord. They should all petrify themselves now. That Warlord didn't. RNG, right? We've got breathing room there. Let's go for the A1. I'm going to keep trying to focus down this Warlord. Warlord dead. Now, at this point, buff myself. Is that Kandrophon? Buff again. A1 on Kymar. Damn. I thought he still had one more. One more to go. Go for a nuke. And we've done it. So the double Kandrophon worked nicely. Buff ourselves. Rip them. Rip again. They will have to strengthen out. Annoying, they got the provoke off. Still slept either side, so that's not really a problem. We'll cycle through. Not ideal. Maybe I was a little bit flippant with fight 3. Maybe I shouldn't have used Trunda. Don't have the revive. And I'm dead. That's kind of funny. I was very negative about their team, and I actually put in a team that was too squishy. I should have had a protector. I didn't need the double strip. That was overconfidence. Happens to us all. Right. We have Arbiter into Warlord. I will probably go for the classic team against that with Duchess, Mithrala, Tormin, and Candrathon. It's my usual go-to anti-Warlord team. Fight 2, we will base it off that, but we'll adjust it and then we'll start with that. Okay. So we want in fight 3, definitely want Ramantu in fight 2. And we definitely want Ultimate Death Knight in fight 2. Where's he hiding? There he is. In fight 3, we want Lady Kimmy. And I would say we'll bring in Basher. Bring an Arbiter to fight 1. Ramantu. Ultimate Death Knight to protect. Ronda for the double hit. Actually, Vogoth doesn't work well with that, but we'll have blocked the passive anyway, so it's not really a problem. Then fight 3, Leoris makes sense. I think this looks like the right team to be fighting. Let's give it a go. And they go first. They freeze themselves on 2. We will go A2. Get the... Hopefully they'll petrify themselves. Get the Hex up. Before Warlord got that up. At this point, I think I want to go after Arbiter. Buff myself. I'll go after Trunda. The freeze off. And then now with Candrathon, I'm going to go after Warlord. Whilst he still has the buff on, I'll get the double hit. Do kill him. Now we just put it on auto. There's no way one Valk can kill my entire team. And get the Hex out. Probably will eventually petrify herself. I don't know why. Well, doesn't seem to be happening. As now. Anyway, we'll just get the kill. As soon as Candrathon decides to attack. There we go. Fight 2. We go first. Buff ourselves. Block the passive. Doesn't matter if they buff themselves, we should be fine with passive blocked. We can get rid of the unkillable. Can't. We will. Doesn't really matter. Let's just buff ourselves. Go after the Rotos. And A1 Siphi. Point 2 is done. Don't skin on net crit. As usual. Buff ourselves, increase our accuracy. We did get the strip. Nice. Still didn't get Mithrala, even with increased accuracy. I will go A3, hopefully get a couple of kills. They have no way of reviving. And the Mithrala did A2 first anyway. We'll just put it on auto. And this battle will be finished pretty quickly. And we've got one more token to use. Right then, looking at this team here, I will really struggle against team 1 and 2. So I think this is probably better to be skipped. Similarly here, we have... This team looks particularly challenging. We've got the increased accuracy and the cooldown skill. That could be a problem, and I reckon they're very fast. I probably wouldn't win the speed race either. Potentially, fights 1 and 2 are beatable, but I feel like this team looks the most beatable for me. So if we jump in, I would say probably again, we'll start with one thing and then we'll just change it around. We go anti-hedgy, DTA, and then speed team, like that. What tweaks do we need to make? The Tormin against Fight 2 kind of makes sense. They probably won't have block debuffs on everyone. There's a good chance we'll get a freeze off. That said, Ramantu will probably be in Stone Skin or Immunity. It'll only be Arbiter who can be frozen. Maybe we'll be better off with a Protector. We'll go like this for the time being. Fight 1, Protector and Asuga against 2 potential nuke threats. Cleanser against Hedgy. I think fight 1 makes sense. Speed team in fight 3 kind of makes sense. We hopefully will win the speed race. I'd expect we would win the speed race in fight 3. I mean, if their Kaimar's faster than my Arbiter, then so be it. You know, that's a very well built Kaimar, but I think we're gonna have to make the judgment that we can win it. I think Tormin's questionable in fight 2, and fight 2 is the one that I think we could lose. But let's jump in. We'll see how it goes. Hegemon goes first. Wither comes in and cleanses. We buff ourselves. They buff themselves. Get a nuke off. I don't expect to kill anyone just here. Leoris is now on low health. Get the increased defense up from Wither. Get the allied protection. Not even sure what that is. And hopefully Oris will get a turn, go for the A2. The revive off. Go for the debuff. Got a fear, so I'll just A1. At least we've got Duchess down. Quite risky. Yoris getting quite low. Hopefully we'll get the cleanse now. And we'll buff ourselves again. They can't do much at this point. Need to get back to Yoris. A3. That Duchess just, that Lydia just doesn't want to die. Anyway, just whack it on auto. And eventually, someone will actually attack her. And then fight, whatever this is, 2. We did get the freeze on Arbiter. Ramantu was in Stone Skin. I'm actually going to hold the cleanse back. And just get that. I'm going to hold off using my A2 from Duchess as well. which was potentially a mistake. I have two choices. And I think the only way I can actually have a chance of winning this to try and get back Androphon with himself being fully buffed. It was a bit more of a risk, but it worked. And then buff ourselves, put their skills on cooldown. Rip. Hopefully. Like, how? How, with your skills on cooldown, did you get that? And I must have missed the skill cooldown, but I don't really know how. I mean, that's just nonsense, to be honest. Decrease. Need to reduce his turn meter enough that I can get my Trunda off. Touch and go. The second time that's happened with Krisk, though, or put the skills on cooldown, then it becomes a really close fight. Anyway, it is what it is. We managed to get most of the fights done, mostly wins. We did lose 2 rounds only today. I really feel I should have beaten that one. That was a tactical mistake on my side. I was too relaxed, too casual about it, and I got punished deservedly because I was trash talking the team. And then on this one, I think we got a 3% on our Mithrala, so kind of put us on the back foot. The only other thing I really wanted to mention today before we conclude the video is I've been talking to a couple of clanmates recently who wanted to have some help on their tag team arena teams, and it got me thinking on how to best sort of narrow down your champion pool to figure out who you have that's viable for tag team arena teams. And then, you know, once you've got that smaller pool, you can then start to build or construct each individual team to counter the opposition. And in that end, I've kind of split the champions into 6 categories: nukers, cleansers, strippers, control, support, and protection. So for me, my nukers that I tend to use in tag team are Leoris, Candrophon 1, Candrophon 2, Trunda, and Tormin. Although Tormin isn't a pure nuker and he doesn't quite hit hard enough to be a standalone nuker unless the team is weak. So it's a bit of a half nuker role, shall we say. For cleansers, I have Mithrala and Wither. I would actually like to have a 3rd cleanser built, and that's probably something I should look to work on, as there are instances when you do need 3. You know, if, say, the teams have 3 hegemon, as an example, having a 3rd cleanser would be good. And then in strippers, I have Ramantu, Kaimar, Madame, and Cephalia, which generally is enough. But if I did have a 5th that brought another function, I would look into that as well. Control, I have Basha, Kaimar, and then as sort of soft control, Ramantu and Tormin. That's kind of situational. And really there, I definitely need another control champion. So I'm actually currently building a 2nd Basha up, particularly to try and counter all the stone skin that's currently being used. And then in support, I have Duchess 1 and 2, Arbiter, Yoshi, Kimmy, And I do have a Brogni waiting in the wings, but I really don't use him very much because he's just not built well enough to be viable. And then in terms of protectors, I have Asuga, Vogoth, and Ultimate Death Knight. And again, when I need a protector for a certain fight, I'll pick one of those three depending on what the threat is. Typically, it's either going to be Asuga or Ultimate Death Knight. Vogoth for me is very much a kind of support act. Is if I don't have, if I need a third protector for any given reason, and that's kind of the best backup I have. So there we go. Hopefully that will help you narrow your own rosters down and start to think about what arena specific champions you have, and then start to work on that group of champions to get their builds to a usable level, or the best level you can. And then that will help focus your mind when you're trying to build the 12-man kind of collective teams for tag team. If you aren't looking at your roster of, say, 100 champions, you're only looking at 20, it's going to be much easier for you to construct those teams. Generally, I find using a team that isn't, we say, ideal, but all the champions are built, is far more successful than using the perfect, in inverted commas, counter champions that have mediocre or poor builds. Ultimately, gear really does count for a lot in this game. There we go. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.